Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Greetings everyone, my name is Alstar, welcome back to Mental Omega 335, mission 21 of the Epsilon Act 2 Obsidian Sands. You know, when I saw that European flying ship, I doubted our cause. Felt powerless, like I'd never match the genius of its designer or prevail over it. Then your leader, brought that thing that's now here, at my doorstep. I no longer know what Yuri fights for. I'm not psychic, but I can feel her intent. She can kill us all, and only Yuri holds the switch. This wall will ruin the world, but I always have contingency plans. I saved him in this for your leader. Then Mulver warned me, said to use it if Yuri powers corrupt the cell. My mistake was not to see what you are sooner. I'll fix that mistake. We get a sad objective. We have to eliminate this corrupted cell and its leader. Why do I have to fight my favorite faction? The CIS has been rebooted. Libra should not go berserk, at least for now. So, the premise is simple. The Scorpion Cell and Rashidi forces are still fighting in the open sea. We land right here in the outskirts of the city and fight our way through the desert to cut the, well, route of escape. However, this mission has actually interesting, well, sort of gimmick. It's not really a gimmick, but it's a choice that you can make to make it more interesting. The AI production trigger is tied directly to the fact if you have MCB or not. What does it mean? If you do not deploy your MCB, the AI will not produce anything from its main base, which means you're fighting all the forces that are around this place, using only resources that you have at hand. If you deploy the MCB, the enemy will send waves after waves of the enemies towards you. Both of the ways of completing the mission are interesting, and I saw the Libra only completion run. I'm not gonna do it, I'm just gonna fight with the resources I have. I thought we could fight tech with tech, so I placed some EMP mice around. And by some I mean lots. Lots of EMP mice. Maybe at least those will stop her. I've developed a new weapon for you, too bad you won't get to use it. This is actually the introduction line of one of the most annoying units that we'll encounter in this mission. We should see it anytime soon. Let's destroy this tower over here, there we go. Here it is. The most annoying bomber in the world that you will have to fight for the entire mission. As you can see, if it drops a bomb, I cannot fight it. I cannot do anything about it. Meet Diebook Evolvers. Any infantry under the bombs will be turned into loyal brutes to the Rashidi, which means I will have to limit the use of the infantry whatsoever. Actually move my forces around like this. Yeah, that was a great call. That just happened. Let's try to deal at least tiny bits of damage. Well, that worked somewhat. We got some infantry drop over here. This may help me at least tiny bit. Let's get rid of this. Deal with the factory that continues to produce units. And maybe I can provide myself at least tiny bit of anti-air using the Gatling tanks in this transport. There we go. I'll try to use them to level up my forces. The more anti-air I will have at hand that can fight the Diebook Evolvers, the better for me. That's probably not even the knowledge that is really that unknown to anyone who tried to complete this mission. And even less to people who actually try to complete this mission without building a base, which is something I'd like to do now. Later on we'll receive even more reinforcements that we can use, especially anti-air ones, anti-building ones, but that's later. Rashidi has constructed an EMP control station. Protect your masterminds. which is why I'd like to actually protect at least tiny bit of area over here, so I can actually avoid getting EMP'd into water. Alright. Let's try to deal with this. Okay, that's a couple of brutes that I need to fight off. There we go. Let's deal with the enemies over here. Here's the Midas. Here's another set of reinforcements, this time coming from the water to the land. Now I need to be careful because there is definitely a train that will arrive soon. There it is. I'd like to flip it over because it actually contains a lot of enemy reinforcements that I'd like to get rid of. There we go. That worked quite well. I'll try to utilize Gatling tanks as my group number 2. No, do not flick the tanks. Well, that was absolute disaster. Can you please not chase them? That would be really nice. That's already a first mistake. I lost 2 of the Gatling tanks to my own stupidity. I can't really do that anymore. I need all my anti-air that I can muster. Let's actually destroy this Midas, get rid of the buildings over here. Rashidi probably regrets giving the prototype to us. His basilisks are still unarmed, ours are not. Here comes another group of units that I will really like to use. They will help me burst down most of the enemy buildings, but for that I'll need to destroy all of the buildings around here for the easier movements. There we go, let's provide a little bit of veterancy for my Gatling tanks. Basilisks can do also a little bit of scouting. There we go. You can probably destroy this as well. That's an EMP strike. That's a really great one. Let's send some units over here, try to destroy all the enemy forces from this area before we move forward with the plan. That's another set of bloatics, that's a EMP mine over here. In the meanwhile I can also destroy the Midas. That actually did hurt my basilisks. There we go, another veterancy, that's nice. Get rid of this floating disc over here. Okay, that worked well. If I can avoid the shots, I think my Gatling tanks can still fight this off quite well and efficiently. I should be getting the second group of the Basilisk anytime soon. For now, let's just push towards the city. There's one thing I have to do over here, and I'd rather do it early. There we go. Let's do a little bit of luring out enemy forces if possible. Nice, that's one elite. That's a diebook striker. Let's move over here. Okay, I managed to defend from it quite efficiently. Let's move away. Try to destroy this Gatling tank. More reinforcements have just arrived, more basilisks. Now we have 8, and all those 8 will have to survive for a very long time. If my memory is not mistaken, there should be an eradicator around this area. And I actually need one of those. Which means I'm gonna have to grab this mastermind over here real quick.
Don't worry, Libra won't hurt you too much. Yes.
There we go, let's deal with this.
Just die already.
They should be over here. Maybe I can lure him out using Libra, that would be nice.
Fine. Don't worry, Libra won't hurt you too much.
Well, still not happening.
Have to go the other way.
Let's just push forward with the basilisks. I heard an EMP strike that's actually hitting over here. Let's move some of my forces over here. Actually, I'd really like this. Well, never mind, it's dead. Maybe I can lure out some anti-air from this point. I definitely can, and I definitely will. Couple of bloatics over here, no problem for me. Okay, and another evolver down. They will continuously spam those all over the place.
Reinforcements have arrived.
And I think that's the no, that's not the reinforcements I was hoping for. Come on, come over here. I need this experience. Never mind. Let's push a little bit with the basilisks.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Ran has arrived to assist you in Rashidi's execution, and you're right on the Scorpion cell. Amazing, that means we actually get the second hero,
Unit promoted.
and he will help me out quite a lot. There should be one more reinforcements team to help me out in this little crusade of mine. Right, you guys will be group number 4, you will be number 2. Did something close? Oh, okay. Use those forces, that's okay. Let's continue pushing towards the city. Mastermind as a group number 5.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Let's try to lure this one pesky eradicator from here. He should be nearby. Or maybe he's hidden. That's why I cannot see him. So far we're progressing quite well. That's a little outpost over here. Scorpion cell forces.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Rashidi's Aruki make use of the given Chinese EMP tag, Beware of the Scourges. And I think that's the entire reinforcements I was hoping for.
Yes. Your orders. Your orders.
Yep, the Colossi. It's actually funny because Colossi in the current patch are not really that good whatsoever. But here in this mission, they actually shine. They help out clear all of the air forces for Libra and Ran to progress forward. So I don't really have to worry about that anymore. Well, maybe about the escorting those forces, but that's a non-issue. Okay, there are some anti-air forces. I need you to back off. I see an eradicator. I'll need to get this one for myself. Let's get rid of this. Okay, that's actually dangerous. There's a lot of anti-air over here. Wait, that's actually something I want. Let's grab this one, since he came closer. Nice. So now the job of this mastermind is already done. Let's get rid of this plague splatter. You will go over here, and my basilisk team will progress forward. Let's get rid of this RT bunker. And after that we'll burst down both of those Gatling cannons. Alright, nice. Back off, rearm. Actually, I need to get rid of this guy as well. Move all the forces over here, just carefully. For a second I thought I actually lost the basilisk over here, but that's fine. I see enemy scourges already over here. Oh, you weren't supposed to actually fire at that yet. There we go. That's another problem solved. Ram will actually produce brutes on his own, so I think that's actually going to be a really nice part of his side job over here, providing some support with the infantry that he can make. Basically, we'll brute force the enemy. Remember when I said a couple of missions ago that a brute brawl might be an effective tactic? Well, maybe not in this one, but it can still work well. It can still work wonders. So now let's burst down this Chimera core because we hate not seeing anything that is under it. Oh, I guess that's what I lost. Let's burst it down. Get rid of the power plants. I guess I can move Libra and run over here. Okay, that's a virus shot. That's actually quite dangerous for me. I see barracks over here, let's get rid of it as well. It seems I have angered quite a lot of entire forces. Let's move around over here to provide me with a couple of brutes. And maybe get rid of this one, this virus. I think that can work wonders. Let's destroy those power plants, coal power plants over here. Okay, my entire task force is doing quite well, so they will receive a lot of veterancy, which will make them even greater. I actually wonder if the AI will send its forces as they progress forward without making a base. It would be really nice to actually have an AI helper. For those who do not know, once you cross this area and the area over here, you should be receiving 2 AI helpers that will help you out with breaching crew later on for the mission. In one of the attempts of this mission, I actually was unable to activate those. I'm not sure why, but I'm not gonna bother with it for now. Oh, that's a lot of forces over here. Let's move all those guys on this point. Let's move back because I'm about to lose a basilisk. You, kind sir, will actually go back here. For now, the rest of company will try to survive without you. Scourges do not turn into brutes. Okay, that's something I did not know. Let's get rid of this. Make a lot of fancy explosions. Get rid of those 2 floating discs. Okay, they tanked a large shot in the face. But I think that's this part of this base actually taken out. I could actually move my entire task force forward over here, so I can protect them better once I cross this area over here. It's actually quite a good idea. I may go with it. Radar taken out. Let's see what we can do over here. I think that's all of the enemy buildings at this point. Well, he just tanked a lot of shots. Okay, that's some enemy forces over here. I may lose my basilisk. That's not good. Please keep them alive. There we go. That is a lot of blood ticks. Let's get those reinforcements. From this point, every helipad that I cross will grant me a little bit of reinforcements that I can use for myself. This one will grant me some stalkers and epsilon elites. And I guess I can actually move them over here. You still remain over here, you do not have enough HP for this combat. Oh, some enemy forces over here. I can use them to hunt mines. Let's actually destroy those. They do not have power. That means I can easily fight this. Oh, there's still Mastermind over here. There we go. Alright, that's actually city part cleared. There will be some Gatling cannons over here on the cliff. Let's try to burst them down. There we go. Ah, that's a money crate. Too bad. So now we're entering the desert area. There will be a lot of enemy forces, a lot of Chimera cores. I'll need to progress carefully.
Unit promoted.
One of our recent projects, the Chimera Core can hide your units from enemy sight. Unfortunately, Rashidi, Scorpion Server, was able to get a hold of the project before his betrayal. Destroy or depower the Chimera Cores to reveal the units hidden around it. Yeah, I think I already encountered those over here. No need to tell us about this. Still really nice from you to tell us, despite the fact that we know. Alright, Basilisk, you burst down all the buildings and try to not get shot.
Unit lost.
This is actually weird because they keep on replacing the patrols all over the place. Let's actually move them over here. Or order them to move in a giant circle. That would be nice. There we go, that's taken out.
Why can't we go the other way for once?
Libra and Run are the only ones capable of actually detecting mines, so I need to be careful with my movements. Okay, that guy healed himself back up just enough. There's Chimera Core over here. Let's try to burst it down. There we go. There's another reinforcement spot over here. And artillery bunker. Let's burst down this Gatling cannon over here. There we go. All those anti-air forces are actually quite annoying. Let's send this brute over here for scouting. A lot of anti-air forces. This may be a problem. Okay, the forces here are still fine. However, that's a lot of brutes that just got released. And I lost one Gatling cannon to the subverts, which is quite annoying. Oh well. I can't really fight this on my own. Well, all those forces are actually revealed. Let's try to use my forces to take them out. The question is there a virus? Yeah, there is. And I just got shot. That's still okay, I can handle this. Imperial strike actually hitting my anti-air task force. This is not great. Let's get rid of this. Nice. This means I can actually push forward. Right, time to take out the Gatling cannon over here. That is burst down. Okay, there's another virus over here. I need to be careful with my movements. Really careful. Unit lost, I think. That was somewhere over here. That's okay. They keep on rebuilding units over here. I think that's a patrol force. This needs to be eliminated ASAP. And there's also some bunker, which is not great as well. Let's use this route as a distraction. And try to get rid of the barracks. Alright, that should do it. Now I can eliminate the camera car over here and get rid of this factory as well. That's another RT bunker. I need to be careful with my movements. Libra is on low HP. I need to conserve her health as much as I can. For now, let's just try to destroy everything that we can over here. No! Okay, that worked. Let's actually grant this area to Rand. He can make a lot of goods from this place. There we go, that should do it. That should be a great number of goods. At least just enough to help me scout this area. If my bases could stop actually killing them, it would be nice. And then we have those guys trying to change their team. And a nasty EMP strike.
Oh, a nice place to visit.
Alright, let's get rid of this artillery bunker. It may be also quite annoying as we move forward. There we go, let's destroy the remaining two structures and proceed forward. Actually, hang on, there's an RT bunker at this point. I think I can destroy this little field over here.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Let's try to get even more brutes. Right. This actually works. They actually going for the run. That's surprising. But I think I can actually move the forces over here to try to prevent any other power drop attack bombing runs for me. Ran still appears to be quite a tanky hero. So now all my brutes, you guys have to go over here, act as a damage sponge.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
I actually went just in time because there's a lot of Diebook strikers actually coming to this place.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Time to get some more new recruits.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Let's move through this place, let's scout the area.
Unit lost.
It does appear to have worked, at least tiny bit.
Unit
I got a tiny glimpse on the entire area. Let's keep you over here, Ran. Maybe you can fire something from this spot. It would be nice if you could actually fire. Oh, come on. I think I lost the Gatling tank, that's not great. That's still part of my entire team getting taken out, so... Being taken out, not getting taken out. They are not food, they are not fast food. My anti-air seems to be unoperational for now, so let's move back, considering that there is a large group of enemy anti-air coming up. Let's get some more brutes. Alright, that works well. In the meanwhile, Ran can make even more brutes. I can probably also get rid of this artillery bunker over here. Careful, Postard, these brutes are so high their range is longer. These busts are so high their range is longer and they can attack our aircraft. I read brutes instead of busts. So... Rashidi actually has two modified Fury stages that have a lot more firepower than the ones we encountered in the Lizard Brain. They are next to his primary base of operation, primary building, and I'm not planning to get there anytime soon until I depower the entire area. So, for now, I'm not gonna even wander there. Let's get rid of the Sentai over here, because my bases of course cannot attack this place. That's a free experience. There we go, that went well. I'm not sure what is down here. There should be probably something else that I have to take care of. But for now, I just get rid of this refinery. Leave my brutes alone. Okay, let's put him to death. There we go. Okay, that's a lot of entire back off. Okay, all my forces here are doing ring around Rosie, which is amazing. Let's send those guys over here for a little bit of scouting. Get rid of this guy over here. Maybe I can give this kill to Libra, why not? Yet another EMP. So now my pocket task force is quite vulnerable. And here comes another diebook evolver. There we go, let's push forward. Actually, I saved this area, so let's get ourselves the reinforcements. That is just a group of brutes, which can actually serve as our faithful scouts. We can go this way.
I am a menace summoned by their fears. I am awakened.
Let's carefully progress forward. There's yet another artillery bunker and an archer that is protecting it, so I need to be careful of the movements.
Coordinates received. The final frontier. The final frontier.
Unit promoted.
Take out this archer. And virus. I think I heard the EMP mines over there. Oh, that's actually hurts.
Unit lost.
Can I actually destroy it with Libra?
Just die already. Just die already.
That's a diebook striker. It's actually going towards the brute team over here.
Unit lost.
And that did a little bit of scouting, so that's nice. There we go, move my forces forward.
Summoned by their fears.
Maybe I can get rid of this entire... That will help me out quite well. But I don't think I can actually reach it with Libra from this point. So... let's try just get rid of this. That was a Gatling cannon, Gatling tank. Move the task force over here to not actually get within the range of the cannon. I think I heard the virus shot, so my force is pretty good thing. Yep, once again Libra.
Unit lost.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Unit promoted.
So let's move forward. Get rid of this. There we go. Now let's try again, strike it down. Nice. We lured some anti-air in the progress, which is really good. There we go. Oh, that's artillery strike. Let's move away from this place. It's actually surprising, this guy was not actually attacking the Gatling cannon, Gatling tank that was inside the The Gatling tank that was here was not attacking the brute for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think its target was fixed on the basilisks. I guess that's one of the basic AI moments at work. Right, that's taken out. Let's move in closer. I think I can also get rid of this artillery bunker now.
Unit promoted.
There we go. So now I can actually utilize this.
Promoted.
I'm gonna use the Basilisk, that's really bad. That's a part of my DPS against buildings, so I'm not happy about this.
Unit promoted.
But I guess I had it coming.
Just die already. Fine. Can't you all just shut up?
Let's keep on pushing forward. Let's destroy the small outpost over here. It's actually producing forces against me. However, it's still not main enemy base, so I'm comfortable with this being alive for now. However, not anymore. Let's just get rid of it. Alright, that should do it. Let's move my two heroes over here, get rid of those tanks at this point. There we go. Get rid of the power plants.
Promoted.
I got one elite basis, that's nice. I heard EMP strike, it's probably somewhere around here. Because it definitely did not hit my colossi. I could really use those reinforcements that come from here and here. Oh well. Oh, that's yet another Gatling tank in a bunker. Let's get rid of it. And another reinforcement spot, which is nice.
Conveyor for our psychic legions.
Can't you all just shut up?
But that should be it. Let's wipe out this small outpost over here.
Can't you all just shut up?
There we go. This base is actually depowered. Actually, that's a free experience for my basilisk, so let's just grant them that. Alright.
Oh, a nice place to visit.
Now I can get myself a group of reinforcements. Yet another viruses and stalkers. They can help me out.
Can't you all just shut up?
This entire section over here is just a lot of enemy forces, so I have to proceed slowly with my movements. Actually, the stalkers over here may be a really good choice.
Unit lost.
Because of the healing of the stalkers, the brutes that I produce over here will have a lot of fun.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Keep on moving.
Unit lost.
Maybe I can get some of the entire force to actually move forward and closer to me.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Actually, let's get viruses out of here. I need stalkers to support this team.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
There we go, that should do it.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
That is actually working quite well. Not many forces left. I see a virus amidst the enemy group. Let's try to actually alert a lot of enemy entire force. This may be the death of the basilisks. Or not.
Unit lost.
It actually worked. But this guy is going into retirement for a little bit.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Let's actually get this virus. There we go.
Unit lost.
Collect all the infantry that we can see over here.
Unit lost.
I need all the troops.
Unit lost.
Gotta catch them all.
Unit lost.
Something brute brawl may be an effective tactic.
Unit
I don't know how many times I actually make this joke anymore.
Unit lost.
But definitely not enough.
Unit lost.
That's just how Epsilon works. You just brute.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Alright.
Unit lost.
It's actually going quite well. That's a really nice cleanup that I make right here.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Alright, that's taken out.
Unit lost.
And that actually opens up the area to the ramp that is the main base of the Scorpion Cell. Let's just get as many brutes and try to sneak, take a cheeky peek into the enemy base.
Unit lost.
Maybe I can destroy this. That's a power grid over here.
Unit lost.
Okay, that was actually quite dangerous.
Where is lava?
Unit lost.
No, I lost the bases. That's not great.
Rosalite. Things go kaboom. Yes, Rosalite. I am not a
Maybe I can destroy it with Libra. This could work.
Can't you all just shut up? I am not a
There we go, that should do it. Another basilisk left. This is not great.
Don't worry, Libra won't hurt you.
Sadly, this is the part of the map where where the Scorpions will actually rebuild any buildings that are around here. I'm not sure if that includes defenses. But for that, I'd like to actually do a little bit of clearing over here, get the power drop from the helipad that is on this section, and that will help me out deal with the entire Scorpion Cell base. Also unfortunate timing for the EMP. Let's get rid of this. In the meanwhile, I can utilize the basilisk to deal with the ever-annoying problem of too many power plants on the enemy side.
Unit lost.
There we go, let's quickly fix that issue. There we go. And now we can back off. That still didn't depower the enemy. But that will actually lure the enemy towards me. So I can use Ran to turn them all into brutes. In the meanwhile, Libra can actually start working on this side.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
I think Ran just got spiked.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
There we go, deal with this.
Unit lost.
Try to keep my stalkers alive. There we go.
Unit lost.
Those brutes did a little bit of havoc over here. Get rid of the entire defense from this point. There we go. I think there are a couple more Gatling cannons on this side of the map. Yep, there's definitely one over here. And I'll try to use Libra to deal with that. For anything else on this part of the map, I will use Ran. Like this Chimera Core. Okay, this is somewhat working. Can I burst it down? There we go, I can.
Unit lost.
I think Ran just got spiked by virus. Okay, now escape. Can I actually deal with this? That would be nice.
Unit lost.
That's EMP strike over here. Another unfortunate accident. I could really use those basilisks, those colossi over here.
Unit lost.
Oh, Libra is almost dying. I narrowly avoid her death.
Tell me what you want. What are we waiting for?
Let's mark also a couple more brutes.
Unit lost.
There we go, deal with this. Okay, there's another Gatling cannon over
Unit
here.
lost.
That needs to be taken out.
Thank you can compete. Didn't hesitate.
There we go, that's done. So now the main threat over here are those two
Unit lost.
plague splatters inside the tank bunkers and the entire dams. Still over here.
What is it?
Okay, I was actually able to dispatch it quite easily. Right, that's taken out. So Diebook Striker attack.
Unit lost.
Okay, they do actually change into brutes. Why did that one over here not did that?
Unit lost.
That's a surprise that I'm gonna wait for answering for a very long time.
Unit lost.
Because that's not happening anytime soon. I'm not actually pursuing this knowledge for fun. I just want to be done with this mission. I've been speaking too much, that's probably taken already about an hour. Can I get rid of those plague splatters?
So, you think you can compete?
I think they were actually voted the worst artillery into 3.0. And now they make such a comeback. There we go, let's take out all the brutes.
Unit lost.
There's still a couple plants over here.
Lost.
Let's lure the enemies closer.
Lost. Unit lost.
That's even more brutes for my run to create. There we go. Unfortunate EMP strike and unfortunate virus attack. Alright, so they do rebuild from this point forward.
Unit promoted.
I'm not sure where the Conyard is. It's not here. It's probably somewhere up here. Let's have one more boot around here or not. I'm not sure.
Intimidating giants.
Libra is on low HP. I need to be careful. I do not really want to lose her. There are a lot of brutes over here.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Where's the virus? The virus is here.
Unit lost.
Can I turn all those guys into brutes? That would be nice. I can try.
Unit lost.
I can partially recognize which ones are mine.
Unit lost.
There we go, that should do it. Let's have the Basilisk team wipe out
Unit lost.
the group over here. I need to be careful because there's the Gatling cannon that can... Actually, hang on, there's also Gatling tank. This could reduce the number of the bases to absolutely nothing very quickly. Once I'm done with this group over here, I should be able to hold down the reinforcements and finally move forward with shutting this base down. There we go.
Why can't we go the other way?
Let's actually push forward from this with this team. We can see what's over here. There's the nuke reactor.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
I think I can actually utilize the forces from here for my own personal benefit.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Alright, that went well. Let's call down the reinforcements. This time we're sending in infiltrators as well. Use them to sabotage the enemy. That's amazing. I can actually use them to shut down the power.
All to shut
Soldiers
up.
are made, not born.
Hey, come out to play.
Soldiers are made.
And using that time given to me,
Building infiltrated.
I have to find the corner as quickly as possible. Let's try to push forward. I think it's somewhere around the northern area of this part of this base. So I need to be careful with my movements. I think that's a virus.
Unit lost.
Base power back online in 1 minute. That's out of brutes down here.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Let's clear this place down. Base power back online. Let's
Building infiltrated.
infiltrate it again. Oh, that was a shot on the virus. Please don't lose her. Alright, Ron, you're up. You're on your own. Complete the mission. Get this brute down.
At least you didn't hesitate.
Unit lost.
There we go.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Is it me or they do not rebuild whatsoever when it's on low power? This could be a really useful hit for me.
Death is not the end for you.
Let's shut down this power grid over here.
Soon those pathetic weaklings. All equally worthless.
Get me all the goods that I can master. And the final infiltrator over here.
Unit lost.
Alright.
Unit lost.
Morph even more enemies into brutes.
Unit lost.
At least you didn't hesitate.
They do not send any reinforcements by...
Unit lost.
Never mind, they do actually send air force.
Unit lost.
It also seems that I have lost the Colossi,
Do you feel it?
which is not great.
Prospect.
Oh, a nice place to visit. Yes,
There we go, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this factory over here. That should be no more enemy forces coming to me.
Unit lost.
Oh. Well, that was my final infiltrator. I could not destroy the Conyard. I was unable to push far enough. I actually got the engineer. I can actually get the hospital for Libra.
Unit lost.
And run.
Unit lost.
There we go. Actually, I can spawn kill this. And I think that is also a great time for the second part of the Easter egg to be completed.
Unit lost.
Remember that eradicated that we might control at the start? That was probably the first trigger. Now we have to destroy this nuke reactor. And there's a group of enemies that is very rad to see us.
Unit lost.
Let's move the force down here.
Unit lost.
There we go. And sorry about that. The reward for destroying this nuke reactor after we might control one of the eradicators is one-time use of the Iron Curtain. It's a okay reward, I guess, but I don't think it's really that all useful. Okay, they start rebuilding the base. This is not great. I need to pick up the pace. I believe this is the Conyard. Yep, that's a Conyard.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
There we go. All the production has been taken out.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Can actually cause a lot of mayhem over here just by existing.
Unit lost.
Was that a Sentinel?
Unit lost.
I think it was.
Unit lost.
Let's get rid of the barracks. That's no production for you. Yeah, that's a problem.
Unit lost.
That's a problem dealt with.
Unit lost.
Let's get rid of those coal plants.
Unit lost.
Or are they? What we thought were coal plants for powering the base seems to be something else entirely. The liquid inside is toxic. His chemists have been working hard. Proceed with caution. I guess there's a code that tells the tale about what's actually working inside those things. But that's the story for the later time. There we go, let's deal with this. Enemy base is still powered. I don't like this. There has to be more of the power plants around this place.
Worthless. Tell me what you want.
It's yet another
Why can't we
pseudo
go the other
coal
way
vats, coal power plant.
I am a menace.
Let's push forward. Let's actually do not destroy anything. I need the AI to be on low power ASAP. Go. Let's get rid of the forces over here. This Plague Starter not gonna live for long enough. Alright, there's another set of power plants.
Unit lost.
Let's move those guys over here.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Hang on. Ah, I couldn't line them up for a nice shot. Oh well. But that actually put them in low power, which is great. Which means there are not many power plants left. I think I heard a virus shot. Yep, here it is. She'll now become one with the boots. I think that's another one. No, that was Archer. Okay, the force is doing well. We're finally breaking down the Scorpion Cell base. As much as I hate it. I think I've been OG Scorpion Cell main since 2008. When did the 2.0 came out? I think that long I was actually playing actively with Scorpion Cell. Well, mostly PvE because I did not have that much internet access back in the days. So I had to download the mod, download the 2.0 and just play the game offline. Well, that was not a problem. I could handle this easily. Alright. That should be for the forces here. There may be still some power plants around this place. It appears some enemy forces are actually on the move.
Unit lost.
Let's actually try to trap them over here.
Unit lost.
There we go. Let's get rid of those power plants over here. That should actually be it. Okay, there are no more power plants over here. This base is cleared. So I guess the only option that I have now is to actually follow this path over here. Straight into the palace of the Rashidi. I'd like to actually scout a little bit of area with my basilisks. Let's keep on moving. There seem to be a lot of EMP mines, so let's move carefully through this area. There we go. Slowly but surely. I'm actually surprised Libra can one-shot EMP mines. At this point, I'd expect her to nuke half of the world for just single attack. There we go. Slowly follow the trail. One step at the time.
Oh, a nice place to visit.
Oh, hello. That's diebook revolvers. I do not care about you anymore, because I am this close from humiliating you. Just move carefully, get rid of the enemy forces over here. Try to get some more brutes.
Unit lost.
That would be nice.
Unit lost.
There we go. Can I get this guy? There we go.
Unit lost.
I heard a virus. This is not great.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yep, there's the virus. Actually, Libra, why don't you do this?
Unit lost.
There we go. That's some of the enemies flipped today, beside my 2 Gatling tanks at the start. Also, when playtesting this mission, I realized there's one thing that you can actually do, and it's actually quite funny, so I'll try to do exactly that. Actually move over here. Get rid of this virus over here. So you can see those 2 aerodomes full of the diebook revolvers. It would seem that you cannot flip those aircrafts, no matter what you would want to do. What if I tell you it actually does work? It's just not that visible. Yeah, I'm gonna just wait for you to land. Go on. And they're gone. Let's deal with the remaining power plants over here. Oh, it's this brute that is stuck in the attack mode. Alright, there we go. Maybe I could have actually destroyed those. It doesn't matter at this point. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of tech over here. Chinese tech, in fact. Sentinels, Eradicators, Scourges as well. Can I actually mind control this? Do I still have my elite? This one is mind controlling. I can actually mind control this. Let's break down all of the defenses from this point so I can enter carefully and easily. Can I mind control this? I don't think he actually can reach this. Oh well. Let's just get rid of it in that case. There's also the EMP station. Not anymore. I guess I can actually utilize a little bit of scouting from my bases over here. I think there are a couple of seawolves across this part. And the sentinels. I see discs as well. Let's move them. Let's move closer to this place. Try to get rid of all anti-air. A lot of the dragonflies as well. Too bad they are not used. So now it's time to actually deal finally with the Rashidi's palace. And take out those 2 aerodomes. Friendly forces arrive from north, east and south. Hooray, reinforcements. We no longer see Rashidi presence. His might was buried beneath his planet's ruins. Yeah, right, about that fact. However, those who sided with him still have a home. Their fortress must be eliminated. Do it. Here they are. Finally, took them long enough. So from this point forward, objective is simple: eliminate all remaining forces. Which means it's time for those guys to switch back to anti-ground mode and wipe out the remaining buildings. Meanwhile, those two AIs will have time of their life, while those guys still doing their loops. There we go, there's still radar over here.
All just shut up.
Let's get rid of this as well.
Unit lost.
Alright. I guess that's gotta be it. They're saying out. Objective complete.
Unit lost.
Oh,
Mission accomplished.
that was actually quite exhausting, but it was still a really nice challenge. And it even took me 1.5 hours, 1 hour 20 minutes. Well, that's an improvement, if I see one. Still, it was quite enjoyable to play this mission like that for once. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. See you guys soon. See ya.